What's up, everybody, and welcome in to another edition of Big Men on Basketball. It is Wednesday, January 18th, 2023. I hope you're all having a great day wherever you are. As always, we are presented by Barstool Sportsbook, and I am your host, Jeff Nadu. We're here live every weekday at 4 o'clock Eastern, breaking down the betting card in basketball and other sports, generally hoops, now that we have plenty of college basketball. I hope you're all having a nice day, as I said. I'm coming off a losing night. First time we really had a losing night in a while. A real bad night, to be quite honest. Um, I guess it was a night of what could have been, right? Kansas, it was, those are games that are really tough to watch. That's why I don't like watching these games, man. It's agonizing. It's tough. And listen, as I said on Twitter, I mean, it's going to be hard to win with that skeleton crew that they had out there. That's just kind of how it goes. So it is what it is. As far as the other game as well, I mean, Georgia. I mean, you're up double digits in the first half. I think they were up 7 or 8 at the half. They get outscored by 22 in the second half and don't cover. And I kind of told you guys, I kind of thought that was going to be one where I trusted my handicapping. I thought in the end I'd probably be on the wrong side, but Georgia's been good as a dog, and I don't and hadn't really trusted Kentucky. But maybe Kentucky's turning a corner. I'll tell you, a team that if you're looking in the futures market to maybe get involved with, buy low, maybe it's Kentucky. Kentucky, I'm going to tell you two teams that I like in a futures market that we don't talk a ton about. Kentucky, who, again, has the talent, right? They have the ability to put it all together. They know what it's like to win. They're a big-time program. And UCLA. I think UCLA is the best team to invest in right now. And when we're looking at investing, that's how you got to look at it. I think UCLA, you can get them right now at the Barstool Sportsbook, you can still get 15, 16, 17 to 1 with them. That is a terrific price. I took some of it. I've had a couple different future bets placed on UCLA. I think this is a team surely built to last when it matters most. And what I'm doing now, I want to pull up the current futures markets before we get into today's card. UCLA is down to 11 to 1. My apologies. But still, I think anything above 10 to 1, that is a really, really good price. You look at, they are top 5 in defensive efficiency, top 20 in offensive efficiency, really do everything well. They're a deep team. They've got plenty of experience. They're well coached. They're the kind of teams you want to back in March. So there are a couple teams to keep an eye on, but two teams that I think are really built to last long term. Let's say hello to some people, and then we will kind of get into the card today. What's up? How are you? Andrew Kent, thank you. Thanks for watching. Astro Thunder, Bill F, iDogs channel, welcome in. Adrian Santiago, what's up? Tom Marquez, how are you? Alex Woodrow, appreciate that. Brad in Kansas City, what's up? Nadu, what's up, Jeff Rolland? How are you? Can Virginia Tech win outright? Sure, any team can win outright, but will they win? I don't think. I don't like fading Virginia. I didn't have an 0-3 night. I had an 0-2 night. I only gave out 2 picks. So I don't know, Greg, what you're listening to, but that's not true. So do me a favor and don't say that. Hope you're good. Kansas was a tough watch. Yep, it definitely was. Scott, how are you? Mascot game. I don't know what that means, but you like Arkansas. We'll be getting into that one. G. Shiesty, how you doing? You know what they say, good teams cover, go Cats. Well, yeah, but that's the thing. They don't cover. They did last night, though. What's up, Jeff? Self really fucked y'all with that timeout. Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. It was horrific. Really bad stuff. Basketball. Hey, Nadu. What's up, David? How are you? Providence is going to be an electric factory. That's a game I have on here as well. We'll get into. Joseph Mills, rough night. How come when I have a good night, no one comes in and says, hey, great night, good stuff? It's always, you only contact me about the rough nights. Again, guys, you're welcome to bet whatever you want. I think though, probably not going to be a good long-term strategy to fade me. Max, what's up? Chaz Smooth, how are you? The shoe-in. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Let's get into the show today. Already over 200 people in here, 5 minutes in. do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Got a lot of good content here in the Barstool Sportsbook. Do I think Brian can win the America East? Sure. Sure they can. Do I think they ultimately will? No, I'll still go with Vermont. Hey, Brandon, what's up? All right, let's get into the card for today. The first one I want to get into is UConn and Seton Hall. Connecticut is a 4.5-point favorite. It has moved to 5. I have seen it move to 5, but at Barstool Sportsbook, last time I saw, it was 4.5. Total, 135.5. Here's what I'm going to tell you about this game. I didn't get there with this one. I haven't bet it yet. Not to say I won't. Maybe I'll get involved live or like a second half or something. I'm going to just be real. I like Seton Hall in this game. I think you could wait on it, probably get a better number. You might get 5.5 by game time. I think Seton Hall, this is a good spot to back them. I know, and I'm not going to try to tell you that what they've done recently, I'm overly happy with. But here's the thing: Seton Hall has won 4 of 5, and they've actually won 3 in a row. And I think for this team, it's levels, right? It's getting healthy. It's then winning some games, getting some good things in your win column, which they've been able to do. They've started out conference play, 4-4. It wasn't a great start, but they've rectified things. Started 0-3, and now you're 4-4. That's all you can ask for, right? If you're Seton Hall. Now it's time to put things together. I look at this number and I say to myself, okay, UConn. A lot of people regarded this team as the best team in the country, including myself. I still think they're very good. But here's the truth of the matter. They've lost 4 or 5. And I guess I'll ask, and this is something I think if you're a basketball guy, you're starting to notice a little bit. Is this team good enough at the guard position? That's what I'm starting to wonder. Because I'm going to be real, I don't know if they are. And I think the long term, if there's something that's going to bother Connecticut, it's their guard play. Because Sonogo's terrific, right? You love what he can do. But long term, do I believe in, the Jordan Hawkins, the, Tristan Newton, the transfer from ECU? Is he capable? Joey Calcaterra. Are these guys we can depend on long term? I think it's starting to get to them a little bit. You look at that game against St. John's. I thought that was a prime example. You look at Connecticut, 21 turnovers. You can't win games doing that. You look at who turned the ball over. Hawkins, 7 turnovers. Calcaterra had 1 turnover. Tristan Newton had 1 turnover. However, you look at, they didn't shoot the ball well. Tristan Newton didn't score in 18 minutes. Calcaterra, 6 points in 14 minutes. Now, Jordan Hawkins had 31 points, so we have to mention that. That's obviously helpful, but 7 turnovers, 21 in all. You're not going to win games doing that. You're not going to have success doing that. You look at against Marquette, 16 turnovers. Andre Jackson had 6 turnovers. You look at the game against Providence, Connecticut, only had 8 turnovers. So they did good there, still couldn't defend well enough to win and score enough to win. So these things are starting to catch up a little bit. Are they long-term ways that this team can win? Now you got to go on the road and face whatever you want to say about Seton Hall. They're a damn good defensive team and have some really talented kids like Tyrese Samuel. If you're going to give me 4.5, 5, I'm going to lean on Hall here. That said, I didn't play it yet, didn't get there with it, but I think Seton Hall is in a good little spot here at home. So, Connecticut's definitely had some problems. I think it's hard. I'd be hard pressed to want to bet them right now, at least to me. Could be a get right game. I don't think you're going to bet and win a lot if you consistently bet on road teams. So to me, I would lean on the Seton Hall Pirates here. Let's get to the next one here. And I thank everyone for watching. If you're checking us out on Twitter or some other platform, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the content. If you have a question, jump on our YouTube stream and ask a question for sure. Al B, how are you? Rico is all over UConn. Well, I wish him luck. I didn't see he was on UConn, but I wish him the best. I disagree, but I'm gonna lean the other way. RW says, "Why did you delete the UGA tweet?" Because as usual, it was taken out of context. I've begun to learn pretty quickly. I'm just not gonna do that anymore because, as usual, you're always gonna have those fucking clowns. Even though I said so far they've played well. I will always have to deal with the nonsense. So, I'm just not really going to tweet much about hoops anymore. I'm tired of the people. I had to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. It's always blown out of proportion. No one can actually just have fun on Twitter. No one understands that everything we're doing is up to the minute, right? So you see a team that's up 38-25 and you say, okay, they're playing well so far. But then, as usual, if they don't win, I'm an asshole and I look like a fucking asshole. I'm a scumbag. Why did I say anything? Even though I said so far, it just, I've always heard people say this, and they're not wrong. This Twitter stopped being fun. It did. It stopped being fun a while ago. And now it's just, I think, an avenue we all have to have, but it just sucks. There's always those gotcha guys. It's not fun anymore. But, it is what it is. So whatever. What are you going to do? But yeah, I lean on Seton Hall on this one. Thank you for watching the shoe-in. Hope you're doing well. Somebody says there's no mention of Hurley out. Why do I need to mention that? I think it helps UConn that he's not playing tonight or coaching tonight. That's not why I'm playing this. I couldn't give a shit that he's not there. That has no bearing in this handicap whatsoever. And notice I didn't mention it, so that's why. I don't care about Bob Hurley not being there, whoever, Danny Hurley, whatever Hurley this is. I think that helps them, to be honest. I don't think he's an incredible coach by any means. I think his behavior on the sidelines could actually hurt them in this kind of game. So I don't care about that. Let's get to this one. I've seen a couple of people mention this in the chat. I'm actually happy that people are mentioning it. It's another interesting one. And by the way, guys, I do have a couple of plays. I'll get to them, but I always like to mention interesting games. St. Louis is a team that I mentioned before, and I'll say again. I think St. Louis is the best team in the A10. And I know a lot of people will say, well, they're 12-6. What about Dayton? What about other teams? And to me, I don't think this is a very good conference. But I think when the rubber meets the road, I think St. Louis is gonna get the job done. And I just say that because I look at kind of who they have and the ability they have. They're a veteran-led team. They have kids that have been there forever. And I also want to point out, okay, this St. Louis team has pretty much so far ran roughshod over this conference. They've done a really nice job. Their only loss was to UMass in an away game. And I think Frank Martin's team's obviously much better this season. They're kind of a random team that you can keep an eye on. And guys, I pointed this out because this Loyola team is a fucking disaster. And it's kind of a shame because you look at their offensive numbers. They're actually, when they can get into the half court and run their offense, they're actually pretty good. You look at so far on the season, 14th in two-point offense. Very good if they can run their offense. The problem is they have been a fucking disaster from a turnover standpoint. There are only two teams worse in America that have a bigger turnover percentage than they do. They're just a mess. They can't put possessions together. And I know they've haven't had Marquise Kennedy for a while, and he's been in and out. But, I mean, I don't know what the excuse is. They have went completely sideways defensively. I don't know what has happened. But ever since Porter Moser's left, this team is a long cry away from what they used to be defensively. They don't stop anybody. You look at in conference, they are dead last in 2-point and 3-point defense. They have been a fucking abject failure. And it's hard to say because, they're a Catholic school. I'm a Catholic. I grew up in a Roman Catholic parish. I love Sister Jean. I love the story. You want to see the Jesuit teams do well. But this team stinks. This is a bad basketball team. You see this number, people are saying, is it trappy? I don't think. Because let's be honest. I mean, you look at in conference play, St. Louis Loyola's lost every game by double digits. They haven't even been relevant in these games. Now, I will say the one thing that if Loyola can get, if they don't turn the ball over, they're actually not a bad offense. But again, that has been very difficult for them to do. It's almost kind of shameful. I don't know that I've seen a team this inept at turning the ball over at this sort of level. They just haven't had any sort of consistency at any level. So I don't know where to go with them. And I'll say this, I think St. Louis is a buy on team. I think this team's going to rattle off, 5, 6, 8 in a row in this conference. This is a good basketball team. This is kind of one team going one way and one team going another. So to answer someone's question in the chat, do I think this is a sucker bet rat line, as this guy says? No, I don't think. I think this is a road team that's laying 2 possessions. In a conference, you're not going to put the line too high in. You're not going to put St. Louis 9.5 here. But I'll ask you, Kyle, if this number was 8.5, you'd play it. I think the number's fair. On a neutral, you're basically saying they're 8, 9-point favorites, which that's where I would put it. So I think this line's pretty good, to be honest. Over under how many times Rico's name's been brought up in your chat. Yeah, guys, listen, I know I know what you're trying to do here, guys. I get it. And I'll always say this. You have companies, the commenters are the ones that start shit, man. Trace, you're right. I know some of you what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me to talk shit. I'm not going to do it. I have nothing negative to say. I'm not doing it. I'm not engaging in that shit anymore. We have had peace treaty, whether he has it or not. I'm going to stick to it. I wish him luck. I tailed him the other night with Duquesne. It's a great call by him. I would love to have him come on this show. I'd love to do a show with him. He's put out some good content. You're not going to get me to talk negative. I know people wanted me to say, "Oh, Rico's on it," so I'm not. I wish him the best. I just happen to like the other side. I didn't bet it though, so it really doesn't have any onus on me. Thank you, Ben Olson. And thank you guys for watching. 358 people in here. Welcome in. Thank you for checking out the show. We're here every day, Monday through Friday, 4 o'clock. Will I ever do an episode on Danny Green? Yes. Black Sox? No. Danny Green will come up soon, though. By the way, guys, you like this crime content? Check out the sit down this week. Very interesting story about a very ruthless individual. So make sure you check that out. It's not mafia content. It's just a true crime story. So check that out. There are no happy people on Twitter. No. Happiness is come and gone, my friend. It's come and gone. Do I have any thoughts on East Carolina Temple? Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. I think the value does lie with ECU as well. I'm not really running to late nearly double digits. ECU plays in a lot of close games. And I don't know if Temple should be laying that kind of number. Do I think Kennesaw can win the A-Sun? I don't think it's out of the question. They've done a much better job. It seems like they have the right coach down there. No, I mean, to me, if I'm looking at a team to win the Atlantic Sun, I mean, it's always going to be the Liberty. I'm never going to not be looking at Liberty. I obviously think I've always had a soft spot for Lipscomb. Would it surprise me if they won? No, but I don't think they will. Let's move on in the outline. Let's talk about Missouri and Arkansas. And I'm on Mizzou money line here, backing the boys from Columbia at home tonight. In a spot that you guys know I'm always going to be on here. Love Missouri here. If you guys remember, I actually talked about this game on the 4th of January when they played about 2 weeks ago. And I told all of you, remember, I said, zone Arkansas. That's when all this started. Mizzou was up at the half. They were really solid. I think they only gave up 25 points, and they fell apart in the second half. And I think the crowd really got to them in Fayetteville. Bradley Pinion came in, played well, hit some 3 balls, and Arkansas found a way to win 82-74, I think. I don't think that's going to happen this time. I think Missouri has the game plan. This is an Arkansas team that I have no problem fading right now. I talked about over the weekend. I liked Vandy against Ark. Man, he got the job done. Guys, listen, Arkansas just doesn't really have a game plan right now to hit a zone and attack a zone. They don't even want to shoot. I mean, you look at their 3-point attempt rate, it's bottom 10 in America. I mean, this team continues to just be a disaster from 3. They can't make shots. And I like Missouri. I like their energy. I like the fact that they want to get out and run and they kind of turn it up. I think the crowd's going to be terrific tonight in Columbia. Students are all back. Everything's good to go. This line is clearly a Missouri line. I always try to get away from kind of the hijinks late. I don't want to be sitting on a 1.5, 2 when they're up 3 or 4 and I got to worry about push or something stupid. I played the money line here. I lay a little extra juice. I like Mizzou. I like what Dennis Gates has been doing in that area. And again, this is an Arkansas team really struggling right now. By the way, I was wrong on this score. It was 74-68. My apologies. And you look since then. I mean, you lost 2 of 3 on the road. They lost to LSU on the road. You look at Arkansas on the road this year, guys. Okay, they played 4 games on the road. They're 1-3 straight up on the road. Rough time to back Arky right now. And I'll tell you another thing, a key thing to keep in mind here. And I heard, I think it was 3-Man Weave mentioned this, and they were right. I was at the Barber on Saturday, and this game was on, Arkansas Vandy. There was a lot of chippiness in that game, a lot of chippiness. And guess what's going to happen here? Those SEC officials know that. Jordan Walsh is going to be on high alert tonight. So don't be surprised if he seems to be a little willing to go at people and stuff. Certain guys were thrown out the other day. Watch that, because that's going to carry over here. So keep that in mind if you're looking at this game. I like Mizzou though. All right, let's keep it going here and get into some other games. I bet Mizzou. What up, Tanner Brown? How are you? Nice to see you. They are. They can be an inconsistent group, and that's something to maybe keep an eye on them with. Shout out to the Catholics. Well, that said, I believe St. Louis is a Jesuit university as well. So they're both Jesuits. I agree. Thank you. What up, Prank Brothers? How are you? I just got a text. Hey, honey. Hey, babe. How are you? Nice to see you. How's everything going? How was vacation? It's actually, I've actually spoke about her before. So I have this girl that I've been talking on and off with for almost a year. February will be a year. She's from Harlem, Spanish Harlem. She says Harlem. She has that accent, right? The one I love. Reminds me of Cardi B. She's a troublemaker. She always wants to defend herself. She always wants to stick up for herself. She's always getting in scraps on the street, but she's sexy, right? She's just hot. She's my type. That's what I love. I love the Latin, New York types, I get giddy over it. And you know what? I want to tell you guys about this girl because when we first started talking, the thing that made me just not fall in love, but really be interested in her is the first conversation we ever had when I met her. I got her number, whatever. And the first phone call we had several days later, we talked for 3 hours about the mafia. She knows a lot. It was super interesting because she had the same interests as me. And she's been in and out. And I talked about her on Twitter. She had to go away for 45 days of some dumb shit she got involved with. She's a troublemaker, but she's just, I don't know. There's something sexy about her, and it's hard. But I don't know. Hopefully she turns a corner. We'll see. She needs to grow up a little bit. That said, let's move on. LSU got to play the spot and Auburn shake on the road. Yep. I don't disagree with you there. Didn't get there on it, but yeah. Is Colgate team total over an auto play? I'm not so sure. I mean, Holy Cross is really going to kind of slow that game down. That said, Colgate hasn't had any trouble scoring, against Holy Cross. But yeah, they might be in that territory at this point. I don't hate Rico. That's untrue. You're just talking out of your ass. Stanley, hey Jeff, I'm new here and I was wondering, how are we able to check all your picks and records? Have heard great things about you. Was seeing if I'm able to view all your picks. Just watch the show. I've talked about this time and time again. I give out my picks on this show. If you don't listen, that's on you. I don't know what to tell you. Now on Saturdays when I don't have a show or something, I'll throw them out. But I'm not a big volume bettor, so I throw out a play or two. I bet a lot of things live and stuff. I have to talk to them about doing a live show. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow night. Guys, I'm definitely, I'll talk about that. Thank you. Appreciate that, Kyle. Let me go through 2 more games. I've got 2 more, 1 more pick and 2 more games. Marquette, Providence, big game tonight. A lot of people want to hear about this one. Now, all we're going to hear about is, Ed Cooley, great road coach, great road dog, great underdog. He is. Here's the problem, though. You're not getting Providence at the right time. They're off a loss. Haven't had Jared Bynum. It's unlikely you're going to have him tonight. And there's also been talk that Bryce Hopkins isn't going to play. Bryce Hopkins has been one of our better players. That's a big loss. Can you deal with that? There's a reason Marquette's almost a double-digit favorite here. These guys probably aren't going to play. And we know when Marquette can get going, they get going. I've said before, I hate Marquette. I hate this team. I don't like betting on them. I don't like betting against them. They just kind of, when they get rolling, they can really roll. It's not like Providence hasn't had turnover problems as well. You look at without Bynum, that could be magnified considerably. You're on the road. Something tells me Marquette wins by double digits. Look, the truth is Ed Cooley does not cover every single road game. There's going to be road games as a dog where he doesn't cover. I think this is tonight. Like I said, if you had Hopkins and Bynum, probable. First of all, I don't think this line's 7.5. If it was, though, yeah, I would just say, you know what? To me, it's like Georgia last night. I'm just going to do it. I think it's too many points, and I'm just going to play it. To me, that's what you have to do in gambling. I know, and I've realized a long time ago, I'm not going to win every game. There are going to be weeks where I lose. It's just how it goes. But I'm going to trust what I do. This number, to me, says Marquette wins by doubles. Kind of reminds me of Creighton last night. And shout out to whoever mentioned that. I forget who mentioned that. I'll admit, it was one that I would ultimately get involved with live. I think I got 5.5 at one point. I played it. I think Marquette's the play here. But, a big but, B-U-T, capital B-U-T, I have not had success with Marquette. This is a conference I don't like. I'm not a big fan of. And I'm a bit gun-shy with it, quite honestly. It's a hard conference to read. Do you have any thoughts on TCU, West Virginia? Yet again, it's one of those spots where it's a big spot for West Virginia. Can they finally win a game like this? I would lean with them here, but they are a difficult team to back. Because how many times have we heard, great spot for West Virginia, and they never get it done. I got to be honest, this is desperation time for them. They're 0-5. I mean, this is a must win. You have to win this game. You have to. I would lean Xavier. DePaul's not very good. Seems like a high-scoring game. Anytime DePaul plays, it's going to be high-scoring. And generally, as DePaul gets kind of beaten up in this conference. All right. Bonnie's at home against Duquesne. I've said before, and I'll say it again. They only win at home. If you're betting against Duquesne or betting against Bonnie's at home, I don't know what to tell you. I think you're going to lose, quite honestly, quite frequently. They're pretty good at home. That's really the only place they're good. I don't have any thoughts on Colgate, as I said. Nadu is a dog. Nah. I just for someone like myself, it's a war zone out here. You got to have the mind goggles on. And I am particularly efficient at spotting either women that are not good for me, women that I don't want to be around, women that are gold diggers, women that are thought-provoking, only don't think about anybody but themselves. I get it. I understand women, okay? Now, there are women that I think sometimes you have to be willing to have a bit more of a kind of a line with where, like with her, she can't do a lot wrong, in my opinion. I give her a lot of string because she is one of the only people I've ever met that I have and has the same interests that I do. That's hard to find, guys, especially for me. I'm kind of a weird bird. She understands what I do, right? She understands. Now, she is someone that I think, it's funny. I saw this, the movie preview for this new Lauren London film with Jonah Hill. It actually looks really good. And I get, like, her and we kind of have that same vibe where, like, if we were to walk down the street, like, everyone would be like, oh shit, how the fuck did he get her? Like, I don't look like the kind of guy she may date, but we just have a good vibe together. Now, she's not my girl. we kind of do our own things. Obviously she ain't holding me down unless she, is willing to be here with me and whatever. But I will say if she were to get herself more behaved, I would absolutely wife her up. She is awesome. I really enjoy talking to her, so we'll see. I don't know. It's a different vibe, but that's the kind of chicks I'm into. I know a lot of people don't understand it. There's people that are going to talk shit about it, but they're not me, right? I'm a little different than most. Most of you guys go for the down home, well-behaved women who don't do anything wrong. I don't. I go for the more, the chick that if you say something to me, she's going to give you a fucking slap. I like that. I think it's sexy. So. All right, let's do one more game, and then we will continue with your comments and get out of here. This is my play, one of my plays tonight, and I'm going to do it. I'm taking Oklahoma here, guys. I don't believe Cisse is going to play. That said, if he does, I don't think he's going to be fully healthy. Guys, we're not giving Oklahoma enough credit. I said this when they played Kansas. I don't think we're giving them enough credit. Their offense is fucking really good. And I know they're playing Okie State, who's a great defense, but I like what Oklahoma does in the defensive end. They're always a well-coached, they do things the right way type of team. This kid, Milos Uzan, he's come out of nowhere for them, the freshman. He's been really good, kind of in that random role that can give you 12, 15 points. Obviously, you love what the Groves kids do. Sherfield's been good. Plus, I want to throw this out. They're 5-1 this year on the road against the number. Really good road team. Big rivalry game. If you're going to give me 2.5, I think this is a lot like that game last night with Kansas State. I think it's a close game, close to the vest. I can't wait for this one. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope and I pray we get better reffing than we did last night. I will say, if there's one conference I love watching, it's this one. I think this is a well-played league. The refs blow. The coaching's good. They're always good games. This is my favorite league to watch if I'm going to watch one. So I'm on Oklahoma here. I back this team. I like them, and I like their ATS numbers. So I'm going to rock with them here. I'm just not sold on Oklahoma State on offense. I think that, quite frankly, they can be really bad. They're hard to watch sometimes. All right. Nadu's kryptonite is Black or Latina women. I wouldn't say it's a kryptonite. What's kryptonite about that? You can't handle it, but I can. You might not be able to, but I can. It's like somebody said the other day. I posted on Twitter, a beautiful bald-headed woman. Fat ass. Oh, you can't handle it. Are you kidding me? I can't handle that. You should see the girls I mess with. Tell me I can't handle that. Come on. You might not be able to handle that because your dick is small, but I can. She's getting into scraps in the streets. Grown adults fight. Adults fights for 7-year-olds. I mean, for you, that's fine. I mean, but you probably back down to fights. Whether I'm going to get beat up or not, I'm going to fight. I don't give a shit. You talk dumb to me, I'll fight. You beat me, fine. Fighting on the street's a lot different than fighting in a ring. Remember that. She's a winner. Maybe. What up, Alex? How are you? We already did. They suck. She had to go away. Yeah, she got arrested. She had to do 45. Lean under. VT can be quite, really bad, to be honest, offensively, if they're not making threes. What's up, Nick? How are you? All right. Yes. Yeah, that's what people do. They're shit starters, man. Franklin and Marshall, they stink. I don't have any opinion. They're not good. Appreciate that. Thanks for watching, man. Pitt, Louisville. You're never going to tell me I'm going to back Pitt. Or Louisville. I'm never going to back Louisville. Rank the Big 12 schools. How? Like rating wise, or just like do I like the schools? Please rank the entire Summit League. Well, I think Oral Roberts is number one. And I don't I don't think it's particularly close. I think when it's all said and done, they are surely the best team in this conference. That said, it is not a good conference this year. South Dakota State's down. I think when it's all said and done, they'll be in the running. I like UMKC. I think they're tough. St. Thomas has been pretty tough. North Dakota State aren't good. South Dakota's not good. Who else do we have? Denver. I'm not really interested in them. Western Illinois, ugh. Omaha, ugh. It's Oral Roberts in South Dakota, but I think Oral Roberts is just way better than everybody else. Marquette should be 8 or 8.5. Well, I mean, they're 7.5. I mean, it's not really much wiggle room there. Haven't gotten into tomorrow's card yet. Jim Root will be joining me tomorrow night. TCU, West Virginia, already discussed. Not a game I'd be betting on. Seems like a good spot to back West Virginia, but it's not going to be something I'm on. That's because she's a dude. This is our issue right here. This is a guy who literally, quite frankly, I don't even have to know his name, what he looks like. This is a guy right here that probably has never been laid in his life. He can't speak to women at all. He may have a girl, and if he does, he'd probably win with her for 5-6 years because he knows he can't get any other girl. This is what people like this do. They are so threatened by someone like me who has all the confidence they wish they had. And now it's, I post, why don't you ever post no videos? Then I post videos. You paid her, or she's actually a dude. That's what we hear. You know the good thing, Ty? I'm going to still go out and do what I do. And last night, the night before, I'm going to fuck, and I'm going to do what I do. As you lay in bed with your girl, she don't want to mess with you, you're unhappy, and you're looking at that fat Albanian kid and saying, how the hell does he do it? Because I'm me, and you're you. And I'm me because of me, and you're you because of you. Come on, Ty. I didn't want to do that to you, but I had to. You think by now some of you would understand when you stay dumb shit, you're going to be treated like. Rank the Big 12. You got to be more specific. What do you want me to rank? All right. Jeff definitely gives off Penguin vibes. Just a cool dude. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love Penguins. I love that. I don't disagree. I don't aggregate and putting the house on anything. You shouldn't be doing that. But I think it's a bet is worth it. Okay, first of all, why are you betting that many teams in a parlay? Second of all, which one loses? Providence, probably. Yeah, I'll go Providence. Ty says, if you and her get to Los Angeles, hit me up. I will. We actually spoke about that. She has to go out to LA for something. Maybe I will. Traveling's not easy, but I will. I'm on the no-fly list. So I don't know. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. You're right about that. How long should I wait to ask a woman on a second date? You got to give me more information. When was the first date? When did you last speak to her? What's she like? Do you text a lot? I need to know more. No, that's true. It isn't a bad thing. I don't look at it like a bad thing. Are you hung like Wilt Chamberlain? I don't know about Wilt Chamberlain, but I do okay. Scotland loves you, says Eric Leduc. Love you too, Eric Leduc. Thank you. No interest. South Florida's been better. I'll give them that. Nope. No interest. I made some money off Oregon over the weekend. I don't have any interest in them right now. Let's go Mizzou. Yes. Nope. No interest in Duquesne. Is IUPUI the worst team in the nation? Yeah. I don't think they're far off. All right. No, I didn't have any thoughts. Here's what I would do. I would probably play against SDSU just because they're a shitty favorite. They are awful as a favorite. I think they're 4-11 against the number. Got to go on the road here. Something tells me the game's close. These games have been blowouts, though, for the most part. I lean CSU, but I didn't play it. Josh B says Ty's girlfriend weighs 318 pounds confirmed. Yeah, well, sucks for him. Sucks for him. Charlene says, hello, friends. How are you? How are you? I don't know. It wasn't really funny. Jokes are generally funny, Ty. That wasn't really funny. Who's your NFL team? Look at how big my mouse pad is. That's my favorite NFL team. I can't talk about it. Any Michael Franzese content on the sit down? I read his book years ago. It was pretty solid. Yeah, at some point. At some point. I've asked him to come on, so we'll see. Appreciate that. By the way, I'm on the rundown today, guys. Make sure you watch the rundown. It's me, Dante, and Eddie. Make sure you watch it. It was actually we had fun. It was actually a good rundown. And I watched the rundown. I thought it was actually a really good rundown. Really good comments, really good topics. Topics are really fun. I'm telling you, you guys like topics. This is going to be the day for you. A lot of good topics. A lot of very funny, interesting topics. So make sure you check it out. I believe it's out at 6:30, something like that. You should do a dating advice show. Yeah, it's an idea I have. We have some things coming up, so stand by, guys. 2018 big man making a comeback. Yeah, it was a great run. I remember it well. I was a lot fatter then. No, I can't. I can't talk about it. Yes, I mean it is. It's not a good place for that. UCLA. UCLA. Did you go to Catholic school? No, I did not. I public school. When are you joining Dave in Miami? I don't know. Maybe sooner rather than later. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Uh, you're all good, man. I mean, I didn't want to do that to you, but I did. It is what it is, man. I mean, I'm an Eagle fan, man. I mean, the Giants just don't win in Philadelphia, so I guess we'll have to wait. Abdel Asamalevich says, were you a fan of Boardwalk Empire? Yes, I love Boardwalk Empire. Nope, I don't have any thoughts on Ohio State, Nebraska. Lean Ohio State, but I have no interest. Talked about it already. You can rewind for sure. Thanks for your work. Thank you for watching, Jordan Parnes. Thank you, William. What's up, my man? When is Big Ev coming on? Maybe next week we'll get him on. Maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. Yep, I've done many shows on East Harlem. Yes, love it. Love it. What's your go-to concession snack? I don't eat concession snacks. I usually we usually eat before the game, so I don't eat. I don't eat during the game. If anything, I'll go grab a water, but I don't eat. I will say, I mean, if I go to a Phillies game or like a baseball game, I'll get a hot dog, a couple hot dogs. I don't really like hot dogs, but I do think there's something nostalgic about a hot dog in the summer. Now, the thing about Philly that I love is they have sausage and peppers, which I'll generally get. Sausage and peppers is one of the best summer meals you can have. And there's one thing about my mother that she still does. It kind of takes me back to my childhood. Whenever it's your birthday, my mother will make whatever you want, which is what a lot of moms do. But usually we'll have a little shindig, and I always do sausage and peppers. Get the nice cedar rolls, everything, So I'm not a big during the winter and like football and stuff. I don't usually eat. But yeah, if I go to a baseball game, some kind of hot dog or sausage or something. Yep, already talked about it. Lean Seton Hall. Thank you for watching, Sun God. Yes, the Niners for sure. What's the best arena you've been in? The AT&T Center in San Antonio. It was awesome. Beautiful place, super clean. You could eat off the floors. It was crazy. It was just awesome. I really enjoyed it. I was there for the Final Four in 2018, and we went the Sunday. We had an off day. We went to Spurs. I think they played Houston. It was back when they had James Harden, I believe. It was great. It was a fun game. It was a Sunday game. They love basketball in San Antonio. They love their Spurs. That's a cool city. I really like San Antonio. I was looking ahead at the Final Four this year, and I think what I'm going to do. I'll be obviously on the streams for March Madness during the early rounds, but I think I'm going to travel down to um, the area for the Final Four. I don't know if I'll go to the Final Four or what, but I have to think Barstool's doing something in the area, so we'll see. Probably at one of the casinos. So we'll see. But I've always wanted to go to that area, so I want to maybe fly into like Houston and just get a car and just drive to like New Orleans and no one. Just going to keep who I have on the wall. Do you still communicate with Will Capper and Donnie? Yes. I haven't talked to Will Capper in a while, but yeah, I speak to Donnie pretty frequently. Argon Steaks, 10th and Argon. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I want to stay till 4:30, but we're a little late here. No, I don't have any lead. Kyle, I don't know if you listened to the show, but like you asked the same questions. I comment and then you ask them again. I don't have any opinion on that one. Tyler, new here. Can we hear day-to-day process to get picks if you're selective? What do you mean process? I just kind of, find the ones I like the best, I guess. I don't know. That's a good question. I just kind of sit here and look at, things I look at. There's some that make the cut and some that don't. Is it possible to get out of the friend zone? I mean, yeah, if you have that ability. It's all about you, though. It's not about me. That's all up to you. Has Kirk Minahan ever reached out to you to be on his show? No, he has not. Do you like player props? Not really. I don't really play them. All right, guys, I'm out. Tonight, I like Oklahoma plus 2.5, and I'm on Missouri on the money line against Arkansas. You guys all have a great evening. I thank you for being here and watching. I'm going to go work out. I hope you have a good night, and I will see you here tomorrow. Jim Root joins us tomorrow, Thursday. Big show, as always. So make sure you join us here. Go listen to the sit-down, please. Before you guys go, I'm going to can I drop the link for you guys? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop the link. I'm sure people have already left, but I'm going to drop the link. Go listen to my latest episode. It would really mean a lot to me. If you haven't subscribed, go subscribe. I work very hard on that content. I'm trying to grow the fuck out of it at Barstool because crime and true crime is so important and so interesting and so fascinating. So please go check out the Lost Boys of Bucks County show. And I see a typo. I'm going to have to fix that. Thank you for watching. Until next time, salute.